Welcome, Take It Up with Jessica Lee. I'm here with Vibhor Kapoor, who is the Senior Director of Product Marketing for the Adobe XD platform.
Yes, absolutely.
What does that do? I know it's design, but tell us more about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Adobe XD is a collaborative experience design platform. So think about any product designer, any interaction or experience designer. They basically use that to create designs, to prototype, and to collaborate along them, all in a single tool.
Okay. Can you give us an example? Say, Regalia is a marketing digital agency. That's one of the business units that we have.
You're a perfect customer for us, yes.
So how would we benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. So let me boil this down for you. So if you're a digital marketing agency and you have clients and you're working with those clients on certain projects around transforming their web experience or a mobile app experience, or maybe to create even a new voice experience, you could use XD to design those experiences, to prototype them, to collaborate with your clients on it. So that's clearly one use case for you. But we also see that, think about Uber or Airbnb or any of these tech platforms today. For them to create a design on a singular platform, that's clearly one problem that we solve in the industry. Think about a business, maybe an insurance company that's trying to rethink how to engage with their customers through their website. Adobe XD is a fantastic tool for them to ideate from with an early wireframe design, and then prototype and partner with their clients and their internal clients and external clients on that. So those are some of the use cases that we really see Adobe XD solving.
I like the cool features that you have, like using voice and the collaboration tools and all that. Can you explain a bit more what's so appealing, what's attractive to the users?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think it's maybe just valuable for me to step back and say, the design process has become so much more collaborative. And it's not just about a designer that's in a room working by themselves, but they're actually about collaborating with other designers, as well as collaborating with other stakeholders, people like in marketing or in legal or in product management. And our intent was, how do we build that as a collaborative platform? So that was certainly one big guiding principle around Adobe XD. And the other one was, how can we continue to think about product design beyond the modalities that everybody thinks about? So today, a lot of design is about screens. That's basically web and mobile. We wanted to think about voice. Voice, as you know, is emerging as a fantastic new medium to engage with users. And there wasn't really anybody who was thinking about voice as a medium which product designers could think around. So now if you are actually a designer and you're working on, let's say, extending the experience with your users with voice, you can do prototyping using Adobe XD. And I think that's one thing that we take a ton of pride in, because we've been ahead of anybody else in the market to have done that.
I like how you automate a lot of the tasks too, so it's not so mundane, repetitive little tasks. It gives more time to the designer to be creative. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, absolutely. I think that's a great point. If you just think about it, the designers are creatives, right? They are creatives and really right-brained people. And we tend to spend a lot of time with them. Adobe has a lot of designers. And one of the things we saw that was, like in any other job, whether, let's say, salespeople want to sell, right? They don't want to be reporting on sales numbers. The same way, creatives want to do creative activity. They don't want to be doing mundane tasks. So to make it real, if you're designing a screen and you have to resize an image or a body of text, and you have to think about all the different size of screens that they have to think about, a lot of those tasks are really repetitive. They're really not creative, right? So for Adobe XD, one of the other principles that we had was, how do we take all the mundane tasks that a designer has to do on a repetitive basis and take them out and give them the flexibility to do more creative things and build more creative experiences. back to sort of voice, which you mentioned.
Yeah.
So that's how we think about it. Let's take the mundane away, and let's bring the ability for them to exercise more of their calories on creative things.
Give them more time back to be creative, which is great. Now, let's talk about marketing, because you are in charge of marketing this solution, in charge of the business. So what's your go-to-market strategy? What's been exciting and working for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So, firstly, the role of marketing is somewhat different in Adobe than other places that I've been at. So it's been a fascinating journey over the last few months to have been there. The role of marketing is really about defining the marketing strategy, the role of product marketing, and then driving the execution of that strategy, and then owning the business results, driving the business results. And that's how we think about marketing at Adobe. If you look at the number of channels that we have today to go tell our story, which is really what marketing is about, they have become super complicated. There are many of these channels, and what I do is, in my role, I set the marketing strategy, and then I partner with all the teams that have the specialty, they have the center of excellence, they have the capability to understand those channels.
Yes.
And then we use those channels to tell our story in terms of what we do best. And then at the end of the day, it's really about business results. So, we take accountability for all the business results. At the end of the day, the business goals, the KPIs are all accountabilities.
You mean like downloads and usage?
Yeah, those could be anything from revenue to, a number of users, which of course earlier in the funnel would be the number of downloads. And then users that are active on the application. Those are all sort of business KPIs that we own.
This is a free model, at least the beginning. You can use the full suite of tools there with no limits on time. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. You let everyone use it for free.
We wanted to give the opportunity to our users to be able to experience the full capability of the product. And, unlike some of the other workflows in the industry, the design workflow, it takes some time for you to really experience the product in terms of, being able to design, being able to prototype, and then being able to share and collaborate around it. So, we really wanted to give the opportunity for our users to experience the full value of the product, particularly as they're on personal projects, individual projects. And that's been sort of the core thinking behind having the freemium model.
Yes, I mean, there's certainly a lot of changes in marketing, trying out different business models, conversion models and engagement model. What else have you seen that's kind of new in marketing, that changes in marketing?
Yeah, happy to talk about that. I think firstly, a lot has stayed the same in marketing. So maybe I'll just take a minute or two to talk a little about that. So at its core, marketing is really about telling a story, about how you solve someone's problem, how you address someone's need, sometimes even a latent need that they may not know about. And that at its core has always remained the same. It's really not about the product, the features, the functionality, but about the pain, the need, and telling a story about how you serve that need. So I think that at its core has remained durable.
Right.
Now, keeping that as durable, come to 2019, right? Boom. The number of channels that we have is just exploded, right?
This is one of them.
Yes. Hundreds of channels, and 1,000 times probably more complex than what we had 10, 15 years away. So now you have to take that same message, and even if it's compelling, and then you have to communicate that message in a consistent manner across all your channels, your social channels, email, website, through your sales reps, through your communities, through your channel partners. I think that's one real big challenge in marketing today. And I think navigating that challenge and being, simplifying your story enough that it sticks through all these channels is a big product marketing challenge, I would say. Second, I would say that brands today, they need to sort of evolve to a higher level purpose. So if you go 10, 15 years back, there wasn't so much of affinity among users, among businesses, to do business with others or to interact with users around the higher level purpose of a brand. So think about a garment. You would not think about, hey, where was this stitched? Was this built with a fair trade practice? So much more 15 years back, right?
You're talking about social responsibility or corporate responsibility. Okay.
Absolutely. And take it to tech. We are starting to make choices about the tools we used based on the ethics of the company. So I think what the brands need to really realize is that it's important to be authentic, and it's important to have a higher level purpose than just sort of offering your product or your solution that solves a certain pain. And that has elevated in its value. So I think that's, again, one pretty significant shift. And then I would say the other thing that's changed is the whole notion of sharing your point of view about the broader problem rather than talking about what you have to offer. Content marketing is essentially what I'm talking about. So if you think of, if I had to buy a nail, right, I could go buy a nail. If I had to buy a blade, I could buy a blade. But it's really important for businesses to talk about the higher level value and share their broader point of view. Don't tell me about the number of pounds that a nail can hold. Tell me about how it's going to change the ambience in my room. How should I hang the picture? Where should I hang it? How should I think about lighting? If you tell me about all of those things, which is really the problem I'm trying to solve, right? I'm not trying to hang a picture on a nail. I'm trying to improve the ambience of my room. If you tell me more about it, then maybe I'll buy your nail.
I see.
So I think that's probably the third thing that has gone through a significant shift in terms of marketing. Okay,
well, excellent. Thank you for sharing those point of views. Vibhor, it's been a great conversation to learn more about this design platform. So thank you for sharing that, and also your views on the changes in marketing.
Absolutely.
I think that's very interesting too.
Yep, the pleasure's mine. Thank you so much.
There you have it. Check it out with Jessica Lee, Vibhor Kapoor from Adobe.